Unscripted.
When you hear the words "world's most powerful console," what comes to mind? I like for you, for me personally, when I hear "world's most powerful console," there's a little bit of confliction that comes to my mind, and I think one of the things that really conflicts me is the fact that that was the same line that Microsoft used with the Xbox One X, and then you sort of get this bad feeling because the Xbox One X, let's just be real, didn't do a good job of catering to hardcore fans. It was really more of just a kind of a third-party machine. In the whole 3 years that thing had life, it got 3 AAA titles from Microsoft themselves, 2 Forzas and a Gears, and that's really kind of unfortunate because it was a very good and is actually a very powerful, good console. And I just feel like it was possibly a band-aid when the band-aid should have been games like all along. And like if you look at how Sony came back with the PS3 era from the horrific way that they started that generation, you kind of have to look at it and go, well, why didn't Microsoft follow that? If Microsoft is so keen to sort of follow the footsteps of Sony and kind of screw up with their third iteration of the console, then take after Sony and do what Sony did to win gamers back, which was, simply put, they came out with so many games and so many exclusives and things like that you basically had to sort of pay attention to what they had to offer. You had to have one, regardless of you wanting to play Halo and Gears when those games were great, but you also wanted to play everything that Sony was coming out with. If you just think about some of the stuff that they had, it's really phenomenal. It's like SOCOM Confrontation, SOCOM 4, whether you like those games or not. Resistance 1 through 3, there was Ratchet and Clank games, there was Warhawk, there was Starhawk, there was Little Big Planet. The first 2 were fantastic, utterly amazing. There was Little Big Planet karting. There was the first 3 Uncharted games, absolutely incredible stuff. Killzone 2 was really, really good. Killzone 3 not so much, but they had so many great exclusive, even like some of the smaller stuff like Puppeteer. These games really did a fantastic job of showcasing how important exclusive content is. And when we see the way that Microsoft and Sony are sort of working these things out, it's easy to see that Sony has a little bit clearer idea, of what they're doing. And so with that being said, when we hear stuff like this, it makes it all the funnier that, that Sony is absolutely like outclassing Microsoft right now. And this is just one of the reasons that when you think about the world's most powerful console, is it technically Xbox Series X? Yeah, it is. But is it really? Like, I think that's a question that begs, sort of answers. And, will we ever get those answers? I don't really know. But it is going to be interesting to see how that comes about. Like, will it ever really come about? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But it is a super exciting time regardless to talk about this stuff, and I want to get into it, so let's do it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are looking for a way to help out my little dumpster channel, the best way to do it, a simple like. It's free for you, but means everything to me. So I really do just appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You guys are absolutely fantastic and amazing people, and I appreciate you. So thank you guys for rocking out with me. It's been a great year. I feel blessed. Hopefully you guys are all doing good, and just kind of awesome. Just kind of want to talk about it. So with that being said, let's kind of jump into this and talk about it. So again, we keep talking about how this stuff kind of comes along, and Microsoft and Sony are kind of doing their own thing or whatever, and Microsoft is pimping out this whole how great and how powerful the Xbox Series X is, without there being any way to really kind of know or prove that. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is we have yet to see really anything. I mean, there's chatter of this new Gears DLC being really good, but again, I haven't seen it for myself, but again, like that should just tick you off more if you're an Xbox fan, because at the end of the day, we're just not seeing a ton of that games that really kind of showcase that big AAA mentality. So I do hope that that's something that does change. Now what's interesting is we do have a very interesting aspect now, Immortal Phoenix Rising, which was a newer game that is actually the performance is actually better on the PlayStation 5 once again. The lowest native res on the PS5 is 1280p, whereas the Xbox Series X drops as low as 1080p. In quality mode, it's locked at native 4K, whereas the Xbox Series X dynamically drops as low as 1872. Credit to VG Tech and sort of what they were talking about there as well. Performance mode uses dynamic resolution in the PS5, with the highest native resolution being found is native 4K. Lowest native resolution being found is 1280p. In performance mode, it rarely renders at native resolution. Xbox Series X in performance mode uses dynamic resolution, with the highest resolution found being native 4K and the lowest being 1080p. Xbox Series X in performance mode rarely renders at native resolution as well. The only resolution found in PS5 in quality mode is native 4K, while Xbox Series X in quality mode uses dynamic resolution, with the highest native resolution found being 1872. So it drops in resolution below the native 4K on the Xbox Series X. In quality mode, it seems to be a bit of a problem. So this was thanks to VG Tech, who run their own kind of stuff, sort of like what Digital Foundry does. But this was very interesting that the PlayStation 5 in the quality mode is locked at native 4K, while quality mode on Xbox Series X is dynamic and drops into the 1800p. Now, I'm not saying that that's bad, or looks bad or anything like that, but again, when you think most powerful console, which console would you think would be the one that drops into that territory, right? That's the thing that I'm kind of talking about, is we're starting to see there's a bit of a difference here, where you have supposedly Xbox Series X, quote unquote, most powerful console, and yet in almost every single third-party showcase, it's doing worse than the PlayStation 5. So again, does that make you rethink what the world's most powerful console is, or what it means to be that? For me personally, I can't get past it. It just really kind of blows my mind that we keep seeing the PlayStation 5 doing this. And it's funny because one of the things that I saw that came across Twitter was, if you look up world's most powerful console on Google, it says, yes, you read that right, Microsoft has regularly claimed that Xbox Series X is the world's most powerful gaming console, but it is getting outperformed by the Sony PlayStation 5 across a number of performance criteria and game performance. So again, you can have it technically be the most powerful game console, Xbox Series X, on paper, but for some reason, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of excuses because I've seen a ton of them so far, it's just not up to snuff with the PlayStation 5. And again, should we have listened more in tunely to what developers were saying about the PlayStation 5 all along, which was, this thing is going to be regarded as the best console of all time, at a certain point. So, we'll have to see how that works out. I do hope that we can see, some changes with how this kind of goes or whatever later on down the line. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how this is sort of coming up time and time again, and how it looks like Sony has absolutely kind of outsmarted Microsoft in a lot of aspects and a lot of ways with their console. And I'm hoping that this is something that you hate to say, well, I hope that they keep doing, but it is interesting to see, it is interesting to see that this is something that honestly keeps on happening and sort of makes Microsoft look bad, because they were the ones saying everything's going to play best on Xbox Series X. It's going to be great, the best place to play multiplats and all this kind of stuff, and it just hasn't come true. So it's their face is kind of red at this point, and you're just kind of scratching your head going, well, when is this best multiplat stuff going to actually happen? Because as it stands, y'all have no exclusives, and the multiplats are mostly better on the PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation 5 does have exclusives. So I just find that to be quite hilarious, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's just basically Microsoft shot themselves in the foot, but this time it wasn't with DRM. It was just with their own kind of hype on their own platform that ended up not working out as well as they made it seem like it would. So, they really realistically got to get that thing kind of fixed out. They got to get stuff kind of working better, and basically we're going to continue to see these companies go back and forth, but I can't see PlayStation 5 being beat anytime soon in terms of performance overall, or being like some kind of significant performance differences. And quite in fact, there's been so many influencers and people like that who kind of have that crow that they got to eat, because they were the ones that were pimping this Xbox Series X and having so much more power and all this kind of stuff and better frames, and it just hasn't happened. And will it ever happen? I don't know, because it's not like the dev kits on the PlayStation side just stand still. They're going to continue to evolve and get better as well. So we'll see how it works out. I will link this stuff in the description, though. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Have a great evening. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.